Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Jason Bitbender Brink, and I am here with everybody behind, well, not everybody, there's a lot more people, but with some of the people behind Legends Reborn. And today's it's gonna be a little fun. I mean, it was originally gonna be just an AMA, but we were talking about it and thought maybe you guys might like something a little bit more. But we'll address that in a minute. How you guys doing today?
Yeah,
Pretty
good.
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 Yeah.
Excited, nervous.
Excited,
Nice
nervous.
weather.
Excited, nervous? Oh, come on. Don't be excited or nervous. These are the nicest people in the world. They're not scary at all.
Okay,
Not
okay.
even Pyramid Fire. Just saying. So we will be taking questions today from the Legends Reborn discussion chat. And we welcome everybody who is listening to this on any of the other channels, whether it's YouTube or, well, all of the different places, Twitter, all of them, to join us in our Discord at galagames.chat, because that's where the questions will be taken from. And that's where the discussion will happen. Whose dog is that in the background? I'm hearing a dog. Nobody else can hear it. Okay, can you mute yourself while dogging? Awesome, thank you. Okay, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and I'll hand it over to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to take some questions first, or did you have something else you want to do?
I guess I can give you a quick update of what we've been up to. I mean, we have been putting stuff in the dev update channel, but essentially right now the team's working on two builds. There's the alpha build, which is a bunch of pre-made decks. It has PvP and a leaderboard, so it is going to get competitive, I bet, with a bunch of players. And it's like with an elo system and all, so you'll go up and down in rankings. So that's going on. We've been tuning that for the last 2 weeks. And then the other thing we're working on is the beta build, which is going to have deck building in all its glory. So you can, mix and match your creatures and cards and with your hero. So those are two sort of threads we've been working on. And yeah, the dev updates have been kind of alluding to that as well. So yeah, that's what we've been up to.
Can I say I'm super excited to hear that you guys have got it all rigged for basically competition from the get-go. I mean, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Yes, at the same time, when I said I was excited and nervous, the nervousness comes from, as a studio, we've never showcased a game at this stage. So people are not sleeping right now because, there's no onboarding, there's no
Hey,
hand holding.
No tutorial.
Everybody, no tutorial. No, it's okay. Yeet it, man. This is the way that it goes.
Yeah. So
one of the things that oh, sorry, go ahead.
what I'm saying is the way the designers have made the decks. Imagine if you've been playing like Magic for like 2 years and you make a deck and then hand it to somebody who's never seen your game. That's what these decks are. They're insane. So a lot is happening. I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least it shows you the possibilities of what this game is capable of, right? So
I think it's fantastic. I mean, right? I have tremendous faith in our community's ability to learn how to play it and to understand it and to provide useful feedback at the alpha state. So yeah. tons of belief there.
Yep. I mean, that's the other exciting part, right? The game's at a stage where I think foundationally it's pretty fun, but there are all these tweaks we want to make. We have opinions of where the game needs to go. This is where the community can come in and say, I wish I had this feature. I hate the crit system in your game. There's no growth. It's all like very attritional. All these are fair comments, and please come and build the game with us. Like that's why we are, we're like nervous, but I think this is the right way to make games.
Awesome. Well, do you guys want to take questions, or do you want to anyone else? I mean, Cade, one of the things that's been pointed out here is that you do not have a beard.
I did shave yesterday. I'm sorry.
yeah, you got to stop that, man. You got to stop this type of behavior. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That was pointed out by I think Emrak. So, would you guys like to take some questions, or did you have something else you would like to share or show?
I think so. This is going an hour long. What we have planned will take around 40 minutes, so maybe a couple of questions.
Whew. Okay. Let's go with this. People are very interested to learn how you will get cards. Will you open packs? Will it be random? Will you get individuals? How do you build your deck out?
Yeah, I can take that one. So 6 months ago, you couldn't. 6 months ago, cards came with creatures, and then everybody was like, "We want booster packs," and so we took that to
I
heart.
remember that. I remember that AMA. That was fun.
Right? So everybody in the community wanted booster pack. I'm not a huge CCG player, but Rob and Chemo are, and they're like, we gotta have booster packs. So the answer to the question of where do you get cards from, it's from booster packs. You will be opening booster packs to get cards that you put on creatures. Creatures and heroes, we're still figuring out, but the cards itself, like the cards that you actually play, that's all booster pack now.
Okay, awesome. Let's see, what else do we got here? Yeah, more beard comments, man. Cade, okay, look here. Here's the thing. At this moment in this entire thing, you can just play this back to your wife and say that it is highly recommended that that a beard is a thing. It's important.
I think she'll come around.
Okay, good. Is there anything that you guys can talk about regarding earning for the arena NFTs? If it's something you don't want to go into right now, that's fine. But if it's something that you'd like to discuss, there's a couple questions about that.
We can try. So we are also looking at other games that are going live, like Spider Tanks. We're really looking at that, seeing how that does, and we'll adjust based on their learnings. Like they're ahead of the curve, but we can at least attempt to answer them. But not, again, all of this could change based on how things go. Right? We've already evolved our
Right.
economy like 3 times. So yeah.
Right. And it's an important distinction here is that as everyone does this, it's a experience of constant learning and adjusting. So you try something, you see if it works, and then you adjust from there as necessary. Let's see. Are there any restrictions to what creatures and heroes can be used together?
Can you take that?
Yeah, I can take that one. So currently, there's no restrictions between heroes and creatures, but there will be. It won't be in the alpha. In the alpha, the creatures just have a bunch of cards assigned to them. But moving forward past that, the creatures, the slots that you're putting the cards into, they will have some restrictions, and those also subject to change and evolve over time. But you can expect like heal cards to have an attribute that prevents them from being placed on like more fightery creatures that we don't want to have heal abilities and things like that. So it's a little bit more complicated than the hero controls everything. It'll be a combination of your whole team, each creature having their own restrictions within each slot.
Okay, that's fair. How long does a typical match last?
I think we're
Yeah.
seeing like 12 turns, 12 to 13 turns right now is kind of where they're ending.
How long is a turn? Or would you rather show us how long a turn is?
That is an excellent segue, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Do you guys want to see? Do you guys actually want to see some gameplay? Do you want to see the masters playing themselves? Let's get some comment in the Legends Reborn channel. Give me some relevant memes, guys. I think there's probably some relevant memes. I think we're ready to go. We have no memes yet, but you know, let's do it.
Yeah. So the game
And I'm
is
just going to be
playable.
quiet unless something requires me here.
No, I think Rob, you want to go through the decks.
Yeah.
real quick, what we have.
I'll shortchange my own videos by spoiling some of them.
Yeah. By the way, that's Rob who's making all those videos. That's our
Hi. I made them louder. Okay. The quick, very poor explanations of each deck. Buff and Tough is built around basically one really good combo that we came up with that basically you're going to be doing a lot of Thorns, which is reflected damage, and Taunt to taunt people into taking the reflected damage. Hand Manager is all about managing how many cards you have in your hand versus the opponent. You get one set of buffs for having more, one set of buffs for having less. Kick Me is just throwing a bunch of buffs onto your own creatures that punish people for hurting you. Ramp and Go is just trying to accelerate and get more cards and energy than your opponent. Maximum Aggression is just that. It is all just attack, 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 and it's got some a little bit of erasing buffs off of opponents so that you can continue to attack. Shields Up is a passive buff deck that when your creatures get low in health,
My
they
favorite
start
deck right now. Yeah,
they start buffing each other like crazy.
Yeah.
Aggro Team is just a little bit more of it is a heavily magic damage deck, but it's aggro based. And then Disruption was Chemo's attempt to basically make a blue-black control deck in our game, where it's just all counterplay stuff that wrecks your opponent's strategy.
Also, this is where the nervousness comes in. These Chemo and Rob are attempting to live matchmake. So if there's somebody who's playing the game out there,
oh yeah, if somebody in our company is playing on staging right now,
Yeah.
don't do it.
yeah,
Stop.
don't do it. So this is the nervous part of this dev stream. Anyways, yeah, I think we're ready to go. We're ready to start playing this game, right?
All right,
So
Chemo.
this first game, I'm going to be playing the Ramp and Go deck with the Furball Druid, and Rob will be playing Maximum Aggression with the Berserker Orc.
All right, Chemo.
Hitting the button.
Good luck. Hitting the button.
Oof. All right.
That
Yes.
looks like we matched with someone.
All right. My goodness, that was nerve-wracking, but okay. Oh, by the way, these will be I think the IDs we use later on when we get to play. Look out for
Depends
these.
on how much I ruin my matchmaking rating. All right, your first Chemo.
So I'm first. All right, so I'm opening up with the Gluttonous Mimic. It has a passive ability where when it dies, it gives me a bunch of mana for the next turn. So always good to open with that.
All right. And I'm going to open up with the Bright Step Charger, which has anytime I attack with it, it debuffs the opponent so long as they are high on health.
Let's see. All right, so I'm just going to pass this turn. I'm going to bank this mana. We have a small mana bank here that can be used for basic attacks on your next turn.
I'm not going to bank my mana. I'm going to hit. Oh, I don't have enough right away. I am going to bank. No, I'm going to trigger. No. I'm going to set myself up for a big attack next turn. I'm going to spend all my mana to attack Spike my Centaur. Next turn, he will attack harder.
Yeah. All right, just get basic attack. Pinpoint is excellent. I'm going to play that so that I get a crit on my next attack.
Oh yeah, Pinpoint is basically 100% crit.
Free crit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like guaranteed crit. Pretty useful.
All right. I'm going to continue to recklessly spend mana. I'm going to trigger an attack that also triggers a heal to hopefully debuff his Mimic. So that was the extra damage from the attack spike, and then I should have just healed 10%. And then because I attacked him when he was at over 50% health, I think it is. Yeah, over 50% health. He is now, his next attack is going to be weaker, whether it be physical or magic damage.
And that was very painful. And now with that debuff, my attack is very low. So I need to decide what am I going to do. I'm going to pull out my Wisp. And my Goblin.
This art looks
That's it.
really clean, guys. Well done.
Why'd you pull out the Wisp and the Goblin?
Because he's afraid that I'm going to remove the one thing he had on the board very
Oh.
quickly and the game would be over.
Okay, I see.
So
Uh,
now that my treasure chest is and my Mimic's weak enough, the Goblin's passive can activate on it. And then the Wisp is so that I can start getting some magic attack cards. He has
Got
a
it.
lot of magic attack in his deck.
Right, yeah. He's got a few.
I am going to I'm going to put something out because he's going to start attacking me soon. Actually, I'm going to follow suit and put two things out. So now I have my main healer as well as my main eraser, remove buffs from him character.
The elemental then.
Yeah, so this fairy is very rough. She will heal her whole team when she is attacked. So I'm gonna focus her down first. Unfortunately, that's gonna heal up his centaur a little bit, but I will just have to live with it.
More than a little bit, if I have anything to say about it.
I'm gonna start off with some attacks. Now the Wisp has a low attack value, but he has cards that I want, so I'm going to spend my mana on him to hopefully get some magic attack cards. That's exactly what I needed. Setting up my hand for the next turn.
All right. Since I know Chemo's going to hit me next turn, preferably with a very strong Wisp, I'm going to hit his Wisp with my Centaur to debuff it. Should take a little bit of the sting out of this. And then I'm going to bank the 15 mana next turn for big stuff.
Let's see.
So just to explain it, I'm seeing a few questions. Yeah, there are no life points. It's basically if the board, if the board doesn't have any creatures on it, even if you didn't, pull out all creatures, you lose the game. So yeah, no life points. And if you guys noticed how you draw new cards is when you do a drag attack, you draw cards from that creature's deck. So that's how you can control which cards you can get and which cards the opponent, you can starve the opponent of those cards if you kill that creature.
I should have played that break resistance, but
All right, let's see. I'm going to I'm going to try and erase some of the stuff he's got going on the Mimic. I'm going to attack it with an attack that also triggers erase. Oh, that's so close to being dead. I have 25, so I'm going to follow up on that, which is going to give Chemo energy. His next turn is going to be real rough for me. And I'm just going to hope it's not that bad.
So as Chemo is thinking about this, Rob, what is there an advantage of not just bum rushing all your creatures, like all 5 in the first 5 turns? Like, why do you want to hold back certain creatures?
Because I want them specifically alive during certain stages of the game.
I see.
And so this gives me the chance to kind of protect them by not putting them out yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I got what I really need is that paralyze, which
Yep.
will stop her passive from triggering, so that those heals stop popping off all the time.
Yeah. Like when I finally get the deck build, the Pixie with a bunch of bravery is like my jam. Like the pixie, the fact that she heals all her friends when you damage her and you put like taunt or bravery on her, that's something I'm looking forward to doing. Anyways.
Out of energy.
Oh, not enough energy. All right.
All right, let's see.
All right, guys, mid-match. Who's your money on Discord? Who do you think is going to win this?
Spider Queen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
Spider Queens are
digging-
pretty freaking terrifying, guys. I think I put my money on spiders.
That was not a great turn to follow up his "I have all the energy in the world" turn. Another good reason why I might have hoarded some of my creatures is I know for a fact that one of his hero cards triggers off of how many creatures I have on the board. So I would like that to not be all of them.
Yes. So mana does ramp up. I'm seeing on Discord again. It ramp up. Is it what, like 10 per turn, right?
Yeah, you get 10 each additional turn. 10 more than the previous turn.
I'm gonna draw my first hero card.
Oh, right. The hero card mechanics. So just a quick explanation. If you notice, there's a bar underneath the portraits. So once you hit like, and you keep powering up the bar by spending
Spending energy on cards.
by spending energy on cards. And when you hit a point, you get these really powerful cards that are 0 mana cost from your hero's deck. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun.
All right. Let's see. Everyone is blinded, and let's do.
So while Rob's thinking the question, yeah, so is it a deck like MTG? Basically, the way you deck it is you attach cards onto your creatures. And so when you attack with your creatures, you get access to those cards. So it's not like Splinterlands, it's more like MTG. You're building your deck. So when we play? I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe not soon. I don't know.
He cleaned off my thorns.
Yep, I cleaned off the thorns with the passive from the air elemental, which is going to be rough because I don't have the pixie to continue healing him. I'm probably going to lose him soon, so I will spend the rest on Medulla. That was the poison going off, killing Chemo's goblin. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
I am going to 40.
So looking at like Chemo's deck, is it fair to say that he's a little card starved right now, Rob? Like, is that meant for his deck? Like, or did he just not play? Like, how does
No,
he have
I've been doing a very good job of his goblin spits out a buff that lets him draw additional cards, and I've been strategically cleansing that off of things. I can no longer do that because he just killed the entity I was using to do it. But yes, he is a little, particularly for his deck, he is relatively starved.
Okay. So that's just your management of the goblin, right? Like that's
Correct.
yeah. So just for some reference, guys, so the way the goblin works is that when a creature when a friendly goes below 65% health, I think, you start drawing 2 cards for every drag attack they do. But what Rob's doing is making sure that he either kills the creature or doesn't let it go below 65%. That's a lot of information. Anyway.
There we go.
Whoa, what'd you get?
Call of Red Rain. So a bunch of buffs, and then whoever I put it on right now will be forced to attack next turn.
Whoa.
So not ideal. I should have thought of that when I put my creatures out. So I will do that. I will.
Ouch.
Yep.
When Black Lotus? That's a good question. Hopefully never. Because in Discord they're asking when Black Lotus. Like, I don't know if you want that. Maybe.
I mean, Black Lotus isn't that overpowered of a card. It's just worth a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's
It's-
more the scarcity of it, right?
Yeah.
Not the impact of it. Okay.
So I was hoping to take out his centaur before he got more weakens off on my main attacker. But he got a huge heal from that vampiric.
Yes, I did.
Oh, and I just couldn't finish him.
So just because we do intend to. Right now, so my spider had to attack this turn because of the card I played last turn. She had Berserk. I also had to pay for that. But yeah, the reason that I came up so woefully short of being killed right there is just because we need better. We're gonna fix it. That little preview that pops up when I go to drag, it gets real vague around the last couple hit points. So me and Chemo keep thinking we've got something on lockdown, and it doesn't work out.
Going back, this is the nervousness, right? There's so many things that are not right, but we're like, nah, let's
I-
do it. It's fine. Oh,
I don't know why I wasted paralyzing you before finishing you, but I did. And then
Not looking good for me.
No, it's not.
All right, and then that last attack White hit so hard despite the matriarch being kind of middle damage. It was actually a hybrid attack, so it takes both the numbers, combines them, and throws them at him.
Need that hero card.
Yes, you do.
Oh, now it's basically a race to the hero card, right?
It's also it really depends on what he gets right now. He could get a pretty good hero card that would.
I got a good
that's-
one.
Yep.
Okay.
So he just went up 70 energy for free.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't clean these what's this called? Weaken strength.
Yep.
I'm only doing half of my damage right now. Otherwise, I would have been able to finish off this Spider Queen. Throughout this last paralyzed, I think this is the end.
All right, let's see. What should you get to me? Nervous. Okay, so I can't crit on either. I probably can't crit on either, but let's do double attack. Trigger attack and heal. And that'll do it.
KO.
Well played, Rob.
Good game.
Good game. Good game.
Good game.
Oof, that was pretty good. So yeah, I think before we set up for our second game, Kimo, Rob, do you guys want to maybe run through where you think the core game's at, what you want to do better, what's not working as like a CCG player, like basically the state of the union in terms of the core game?
Sure.
Before you do that, I freaking love this, guys. It's absolutely killer. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Now I'll go back to shutting up again.
Yeah, I think
Sure, go ahead.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, so the state of the game.
Yeah.
You know, we're the core of the gameplay is definitely there, as you can see now, and hopefully soon play yourself possibly. We do still have a lot of expanding to do on the mechanics, polishing to do on the UX elements, like if you notice in the match, like some of the health bars are covered up by the creatures. The status effects are like a bunch of little blocks. We definitely want to improve on all of that. You know, the game right now is a state where it's playable, but we want to make it great and fun to play. So
Balance
there's a
is
lot of
another
growth.
great one.
Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
notice right
Hold
now,
on, wait a second. Wait a second. Very important thing. You say that this is a playable game. You say
it's been
playable.
playable for 3 months now, but yeah,
Oh my goodness! A playable game for 3 months.
yeah, we've been playing it.
Gosh,
It's,
it's
yeah,
so
we're
interesting.
new
People
here,
have been
guys. I don't know.
complaining
It's
about
like,
not having enough of those.
okay.
it can be
Go ahead.
played.
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
just
Sorry.
thought.
Yeah, it's usually we have like close to 5 to 6 months of just tuning a game. We've only put 1 month, so it's not there yet even with the tuning. When I had a bunch of friends who are into Magic play the game, so there's certain elements that are still missing. There's no like growth. It's very, I think, like two boxers fighting against each other one after one. It doesn't have that sense of beginning, middle, and end. um and I think I'm not a fan of the crit system too much. I think it's too random. So there are these small things that we still think need a lot of improvement. This is where I'm looking at the comments. You guys know CCG, so I think the community will really help us shape it, and it's an awesome place to be where we can actually make these changes. So play the game when it comes out, and then let us know what we should change.
Yeah, I do watch Discord, and once this game is in your hands, you can expect to see me in Discord,
Yes.
listening to you, looking at what you're saying, and responding.
Things you like, things you complain about.
Yeah, it won't be just me just talking about like these dry dev updates. You guys remember that first dev update I did? It was like basically a report. And then I think people at Gala are like, hey, maybe talk to them like you're a human being. I'm like, all right, okay. Make it a little more flowy and a little more, with a little more color. And but yeah, I think once you guys have something playable, that's why we are also excited to finally talk to you guys about the game and not just about the possibility of a game and what's coming. We really want you to think about the strategies. What mechanics are we missing? How does it feel different from a CCG player? How can you get other people who just like Magic to come in and be like, no, this game is fun, guys. So all of that, good 5 to 6 months we have of making a really fun game, guys. But yeah, with that said, I think we are at half an hour. So we put up those images of the 10 decks. How do you want to do it, Jason? Like we want the community to vote on which decks they want to see. So how should we organize that? Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and put a post, and we'll let people react with numbers. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it in the Legends Reborn announcement. Look at the pictures of the decks and respond with a number for the one. So it's gonna be Chemo v Rob again, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're up again.
Who wants to be heads? Who wants to be tails here?
I'll be tails.
All right.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is the one with the most votes, Rob will play. Second most, Chemo will play. Does that sound okay?
There we go. Yep, that sounds great. Yeah.
All right. Give me a good one, guys. There's a lot of prop bets back in the office.
Yeah, that is.
And I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing emojis. Oh God, number emojis are so hard to find. This is a disaster.
Ooh, as you guys are voting, I can do the dev update, live.
Do
So
come on, go ahead, talk.
yeah. Okay, so last week, what were you doing? Last week, we started thinking about Galaverse and how we can create goodies for you guys there. Because you need to start supporting that, we had to like manage our schedule a little bit, and the beta might be delayed a little more. But all the goodies for Galaverse are sounding really exciting. The one good part about doing that is I don't know who it was. I have the name. Let me see. Somebody called out our art for the cards. It was Pirate Pete and Bloody R, I think, or they called out the art not being up to scruff 100%. Like the art wasn't there. We hadn't done a pass on it. But because of those goodies for Galaverse, we've actually got a head start on the art for the card assets, which means in about a week's time, we should maybe be able to show you what our cards will look like eventually. So that's what we've been working on last week. The alpha, as you can see it, we've been tuning it. There've been some bugs. We found a really bad bug 2 weeks back. That's fixed. We are feeling pretty good about the alpha. And economy, we have a plan. I think if we might share some tidbits in about 2 weeks' time, but we'll see. We're really looking forward to how Spider Tank is performing and what they're learning, which is the only reason we aren't completely sharing how the economy is going to work. We really want to see what they do, what they learn. But yeah, that's kind of the update from our end. Anything else? Yeah, I guess the UX. I talked about how the UX for the deck builder is challenging. It's because we're trying to make an RPG with a deck builder. We're combining those two elements. Like you're putting a team of 5 and then you're putting cards on it. That's been a little challenging, but I think that final wireframe that we have for the UX is looking pretty fun. So all in all, I think we're in a really good spot, guys. It's just come and tell us what we can make better. I'm pretty excited. So yeah, that is the dev update. Do we have enough votes? How's it going? How's the voting going? Okay.
I think there was a few on there.
Nice.
There's a few. Sorry, I'm muted. I was trying to get the right thing. There's a few votes, and unfortunately there looks to be only 8 decks here, but I gave people 10 options. So and number 9 has the most votes. Actually, okay, here we go. Now they're coming in.
Oh,
now
nice.
they're coming in.
Yeah.
Let's give it a couple more minutes, and while they do that, let's go ahead and see some of the other questions.
Yeah, more questions.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, it took so a while for me to get the pictures up there. People would like to use your background wallpaper. Is that something we can make available?
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can we give the community a picture of a tavern to use?
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I could probably drag this PNG into Discord after this meeting.
Well, that sounds pretty nice of you. Generous.
By the way, based on Rob winning, will the next match be where I think it's going to be? Kim or Rob?
Oh, let me check real quick.
I have no idea what that means. I'm very much looking forward to finding out what that means.
We'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. But
We will still be playing in the tavern match
damn it.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
If I had won, we would have moved up to the arena.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. There's an arena that we could play in, but we're not. We're playing in a tavern.
It's because we bet on the wrong horse. We thought it would be Chemo winning, and Rob showed up and spoiled the party. So you guys don't get to see the
I bet on Rob. That's what I bet on. I bet on you were the one with the spider, right, Rob?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. See, I think we should
So
go.
you guys don't get to see it, but maybe soon enough. You get to experience it yourself.
I was winning more in the practice matches, so I was like right on the cusp of pushing us into the arena. But
I believe Muhammad Ali called it the rope-a-dope. You just let them get all their shots in right off the bat.
Exactly, yeah.
Muhammad Ali strategy. Would you guys, as we go into the next round, do you want to explain the strategy behind the decks, or is there a way to look at the decks so that we can see like all of the stuff in it, or do we not want to do that?
No, we can do that, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, and I think Rob is doing
Right.
for the deck explanation videos. But I think both of you can like run through.
Yeah, whatever decks we end up getting, I'll definitely go through at least the one that I end up playing.
And here's another question for people, and this is something that's super relevant for me personally. When I play like Witcher, I play Witcher 3. I will absolutely play the ever-loving hell out of Gwent. Like I will completely ignore the rest of the game and just play Gwent. And when they released Gwent as its own standalone thing, it caused significant problems because I didn't want to do anything else other than play Gwent. I say this because one of the things that I really like is being able to play at speed. And there's a few people who are like, oh, the match took too long. The match took too long. Will there be like a speed version with fewer animations so that you can just have people who are total freaking nerds like me beat their faces against each other at high velocity?
I don't know that we will be. I don't know the details of how we will be like skipping animations and things like that, but you can definitely play faster than we just played.
Yeah.
You can like right now you can queue up some of your moves and they'll come out faster. You know, we're talking in between
Okay.
each actions a bit. So
Okay.
so
So there
if
you
you're
guys go. So
playing full
would you
board,
say that if you were playing full board, this would be more similar to like a Hearthstone style cadence?
yeah, you can get a game down to like 7-8 minutes if you know your
Okay.
whole deck, you know what you're doing. Your moves are already planned out before your turns even come up. Like
Perfect. Well, let's see how
And
this let's see how this vote is going, shall we?
and just to kind of add to that, right, we haven't done like a UX pass on the battle scene to get everything feeling a little snappier and quicker
Hmm.
and faster. So that's not even happened yet. And yes, we do want to make the battles maybe a little shorter, but yeah, that's a chemo decision. If he feels it's good, it's good.
So it looks like right now coming in first place is Kick Me versus Disruption.
You guys just like the night. That's what it
Mhm.
is. It's the fight night that you guys want to see.
All
Yes.
right. So what was it? I was heads, so I'm Kick Me, and
sounds good to me.
There you go.
all right. Disruption is Chemo's
Oh yeah, just
pet
make sure we
project
look
deck
at the
anyway.
decks
So
and stuff. Yeah. See if we can like go through the decks and the cards and stuff.
okay. So let's see. So both of our decks are gonna have the same hero, which is our knight here. All of his hero cards are just make your entire team covered in some kind of awesome armor that hurts people for hitting you. It poisons them, it blinds them, it burns them. And then the rest of the Kick Me deck is basically just ensuring that everyone survives long enough to do that over and over again. So it's a lot of like granting shields when people get low, granting resistance boosts when people get low, adding additional sources of armor like radiant armor and stuff. And I think I've got like, yeah, one set of bravery taunt in here. If things get a little hairy, I can try and divert damage somewhere where I want it to. But I'm basically just going to be leaning on this troll to just not die because he has a lot of health and a source of regen. That chemo's going to ruin because I remember he's playing the disruption deck.
I sure hope so. Yeah, so same hero. I'll have the same hero cards, but very different creature loadout. The skeleton inflicts cripples, which increase the cost of attacking. He has a bunch of things to help him attack more. The siren is where a lot of the disruption comes in. Once my creatures are low on health, anytime he attacks them, she'll inflict confuse, which will force them to pick random targets. She also has some berserks and a thorns card in there. Confused with thorns is great because very often when you play thorns, you know, they just avoid attacking it until the thorns decays. So the confuse will help that thorns proc a little more. The Spider Queen, which you guys saw in the last match, can inflict plague and give my guys vampiric to make them last a little longer. She also has paralyze cards in her deck to help her proc her passive and some energy bleeds for that disruption. Playwing Harasser is another paralyzer. There's a lot of paralyze in this deck. He'll grant void armor to creatures that are low on health, and again, all these armors, the confusion helps trick your not trick, but like kind of force your opponent into hitting these armored creatures. And then lastly is the Dullahan. He's basically a hard counter to bravery. So whenever there's a bravery creature out, which is like a taunting action, he can erase that bravery and get an attack boost while doing so. So I'm never forced to attack a specific target that my opponent wants.
All right. You ready to try and match up again?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm going. Looks good. Yeah. All right. You guys saw nothing. That was just a big
Yeah,
wall of
nothing.
scary red
I don't
text.
know what you're
Fine.
talking about.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't important because somebody will go and work it out, and there will
See
be a
the
medium
exact
post that
error.
shows up. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
An early cripple.
Yeah, he immediately hits me with energy drain.
Nice. Whoa, you guys are not even getting your second creature like that.
No, immediately just wailing on each other. This one's personal, Devin.
So is this because that first creature drop is like the most important for the entire strategy of the deck? Is that why you guys are just like, it's time to go straight away?
For these decks, for the Mimic, I want the Mimic to eat some damage before I start bringing characters out. But on this one, a lot of the passives only trigger when you're below 65% health.
Got it. So you wanna, I see. And that's the same for you, Rob, as well?
Yeah, to a lesser degree, I'm kind of just stalling until I have more energy because the troll is very good at stalling because it's
Right.
unlikely he'll be able to like one turn kill the troll.
Right.
The Troll's the biggest tank in the game right now.
Correct.
So he can sit there and take a beating for a while.
Especially if I do annoying stuff like that. I just put a shield on it, so the next attack that goes through is going to do nothing.
Boom. I do want to keep
Out of
that
energy.
cripple up on him, and hold on to my cards for now.
Let's see. All right, that is not positionally dependent, but this one is.
So some questions. For the alpha, we'll have 8 pre-made decks, not 10. And then you can't build your own decks for the alpha. That will be for the beta, which will be a little later. So I've noticed that too. The Tome of Wisdom. Why,
Yes.
why do you have a 0 cost card on, like, how does the balance work there? I always felt that was broken whenever I saw the enemy. Well, I got it was nice, but
Yeah, so currently all the there are a couple cards that just give you energy, and they cost 0 at the moment. Yeah, very much subject to change. Basically, because they're giving you energy, putting an energy cost on it just offsets when your potential for when you can play it.
right.
But it's kind of pushing against itself if you're adding a cost. So we'll do fine tuning there for sure.
I just gotta say, I love these animations, guys. They're freaking cool.
There was talks in Discord about getting the kill cams and stuff. That's all in the pipeline. We do want to get better cameras. But the challenge there, as I mentioned in Discord as well, is it's cool the first time you see it, but after that you're like, okay, can we not show me 3 seconds of this death animation? I just want to play the game.
So by clearing the bravery off of his rock column, I got an attack boost on my guys. I'm going to regen my skeleton. I'm not sure what should I do. Who are you attacking with? I'm gonna drop a confuse on his troll. And just spread some armors around all of my characters so that he doesn't have too many targets to pick from.
All right, let's see. I want the Siren gone, but it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle to do that.
Critical.
I mean, maybe not the worst uphill battle if you get a lucky crit out of nowhere. This will probably do it. Yeah. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about constantly being. It's actually the mindless buff, which I'm not a fan of, which basically makes it so I can't target my own creatures with cards.
The mindless one is where you can't play cards and creatures, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I can't attack spike my, either of my tanks right now. I can't heal either of my tanks right now. Well, I can kind of if I area heal my harpy.
Then you can get like the sign.
I said right as soon as Chemo decided to start wailing on the harpy.
No, the harpies again. If I had to build a deck, harpies going in that deck. The fact that he gets armor off on your friendlies when you have less, it's use more cards. But I guess you can't play it with a very drag attacky deck because you'll start.
No, you have too many cards.
Yeah, too many cards, right?
Yeah, so I specifically played those last 2 cards to make sure that we both had 3 cards in our hand, so that his Harpy's passive wouldn't trigger.
All right, let's see. I will do a little bit of. Oh, it's a little late for the Spriggan. Put out the Spriggan. I will auto revive on the Harpies.
No.
Give me some armor cards. Come on. Yes, Radiant Armor.
Oof.
Now, anytime one attack creature gets attacked, it blinds the guy who attacked it, making follow-up attacks really painful. It's really good.
Yeah, this just got real bad for me with that Radiant Armor pull.
How far are you from your? Oh no, you got your hero card already, right?
If he did, he's jealously hoarding.
Critical.
So I have to balance out who's getting blinded.
Yeah.
That auto revive.
Yep.
Why'd you choose the auto revive on?
Because I knew he was going to my Harpy. Let's see. He's still confused.
So I think we have about 5 minutes left, so we might have to stop it.
Yeah.
Are we just going to call it a draw and make everyone betting on this terribly upset with me?
No, carry it through to the end. We can take a few extra minutes if we have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I will.
As Paul, could you reduce the volume of this screen?
What was that?
The volume on the game screen is a little loud when we're talking over it. Let me see if there are any questions on Discord as you can play.
I will try to make very rapid decisions and
Yeah,
and
so
not mess up too much.
yeah, I can start taking questions on Discord. So let's see. Can you change the name of your decks from like now? Not for the alpha. For the beta, obviously you can name your deck whatever you want, but not for the alpha. Snapshot for landowners. I'm not sure about that. So teams can work together, or do we play with one character? So you create a team with a hero, 5 creatures, and you put cards on creatures. So it's all together. From Mystery. Throw coins at it, sure. Let's see. How you the work. Right, so booster packs, like I said, you get cards through booster packs. So every day you get booster pack to get new cards, and then you use those cards to put on your creatures, and that's how you keep improving your deck and improving your strategy over time. How are taverns run by the owners? I can get into taverns a little bit. We want tavern gameplay to be meaningful. I think the challenge lies in we want the PvP experience to be seamless, right? You click play and you start playing instead of having like 1,000 taverns to choose from because they're configured differently. So the challenge lies in how do we give tavern owners something really meaningful, which has an impact on gameplay, at the same time make it seamless for players to come in and play. You've got to balance those two elements. But the original thesis or the original pillar we were going after was hospitality gets you more people to come in and play, right? And hospitality, we'll still keep that pillar in mind as we design the feature set for talent.
I like how
For the
both
whole
me and
field
Fun
of
to
life.
watch too.
we're both playing super turtly, like punishment heavy decks. So we're just both just
Pride is at stake
drowning in
here.
it.
Chemo's
I
pride
know.
is at stake, so I get it.
We're both utterly drowning, and now I don't want to do that because I don't want to give you the the free boost for attacking. That'll work. Okay.
Ooh. I'm gonna fight through some of these blinds to.
Out of energy.
I guess we chose like two really turtly decks, right? Like both
Yeah.
me and Disruption are like do more damage to me, so I live longer.
Yeah, the knight is inherently turtly. Like I'm
We
gonna
both
try
got
and
lucky and drew in my opinion, his most powerful hero card, which is Radiant Armor for the whole team, which is all this white smoke is everyone's blind all the time.
So Radiant Armor, guys, for those who don't know, is essentially when you attack somebody with Radiant Armor, you get a blind status effect. And when you have blind, you miss your next attack. And it's not even time, right? You have to miss your next attack, right?
Yeah, you'll miss your next attack unless you pull a cleanse, some way to remove the debuff.
Yeah, the game does need more cleanses though. It's like, look at the number of status effects up there.
and I'm adding more right now.
Wait, more status effects or cleanses?
No, I mean I just added a bunch of burning armor to my stuff. We do need more cleanses though.
You know what I was telling you guys? Like, this is made by a bunch of designers. That's what you see, You're like so many status effects. Like you don't even see the animations anymore. All you see is a bunch of red and blue squares. But you guys are seeing the matrix. I don't know looking at the animation.
Out of energy.
I liked how little the cards are in the knight's hand when he's looking at them.
he's like he can only hold him with the 2 fingers because his hands
Itty
are too
bitty,
big.
I don't want to put bravery on anything until the duel hand's gone because I'm just gonna make him do more damage to me. That'll be neat. 100% vampiric next turn. The last one I played was 50% vampiric for every negative debuff on me, and there's a lot of debuffs going around right now.
I'm trying to build up Plague, which is the Spider Queen's like special poison that doesn't wear off. But all this blind is getting in the way.
Here's his second, which is going to be yet more armor. Damn it. Oh, this is going to get so turd. So he just put frost armor on everything. So now every time I attack it, my character will be frozen in place and possibly blinded. No, he doesn't have radiant up right now. Yeah, watch. I'm going to swing with this. Now I can't attack with that guy again, period. I guess we'll use the heal.
Oh, yeah, I guess you couldn't attack with him.
No. I'm just trying to clear stacks of...
Is there an opinion on the stacks being time-based or like turn-based, number of turns versus the next one definitely misses?
Opinion mixed.
Mixed, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. It's
Some
like
of them make perfect sense as like a one and done kind of thing.
Like I've had games where they have like 4 shields on, so I can't attack them for 4 turns.
I hate how I have so many more creatures than Chemo, but I really don't feel confident that I'm winning. These are just all of my below my health passives going off because everyone on my team is so
Such a
low on health.
crazy deck. This is such a crazy deck. This is
Hey, it kind of looks like I'm in a rough spot, but I've also gotten a lot of Plague off. So 3 of his creatures are just draining out
Slowly
each
dying.
turn.
And it's not even that slow. No, I
but
don't
the
have
plague is
enough.
3%, right? Can you increase the
Every
PF?
time he applies it, it goes up.
Oh,
So he's got a 9% on his Spriggan, 12% on his Golem, and 12% on his Troll.
oh,
And
I
because
see.
I can't repeatedly attack, my troll's regen isn't going off consistently at all. Because
Yeah.
every time I attack, I get frozen and then can't follow up attack.
Crypto Tones asked about crowd systems in our tavern.
Critical.
Maybe you guys are part of our history because yeah, we talked about crowds. We had it in our earlier games. Still no priority, but we have the tech for it. We definitely have the tech to
Here goes the plague almost killing everything. Okay. Let's see. Can you see? You're not blinded. Please finish him off.
Good question. What about thoughts on resurrection?
1 HP.
1
left.
HP. Resurrection. Right now, it is a buff you apply to a creature.
Right, yeah.
And when it is killed with the buff active on it, it comes back.
But once it's dead, it's dead. Like if you
once
don't have
it's
that,
dead, and you didn't bring it back, we have nothing currently that'll bring stuff back.
does that break the game to get that in, or is that something that doesn't work with our game?
I don't think it's terrible as far as balance wise goes, but
We could explore it. It's not as simple as a other type of card game where you're playing a dozen creatures in a match.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like 1 out of 5, right? Like your health pip almost. Yeah, get it.
Quick end turn before I'm punished for running my turn out.
So I've also noticed how our timer is scaling up. Shouldn't it scale down to like create that feeling of
Try
increase?
again.
Your later turns tend to get a little more complex.
Yeah, as your mono pool gets larger, you have more choices to make each turn.
That being said, I wouldn't be. We've talked about having something where if it goes to timer, if somebody's turn
Try
gets canceled,
again.
having the other person if you go to timer, if you force it to happen, then it should actually reduce your timer overall so that you can't just punish someone by leaving.
There's a question on what's the time on the match? 20 minutes. 20 minutes because these are two like super turtly decks
Super turtly decks.
played by a bunch of guys who've been working on this for the last 5 months. So
You
and
guys,
like
you
we said,
did this.
right? The
You built
tuning
the
is
decks.
not done. It could be maybe a little faster. So this is that nervousness, guys. I don't know. Going at you now, but usually don't.
This is the longest game I've played so far in a live PvP. Oh, just short of getting my hero card. Dragging it out even longer.
Yeah, there's a comment on Discord. 2 turtles enter a tavern. Yep.
Yep.
They come out 30 minutes later. That's right.
All right, I could definitely put even more debuffs up, but I think I'll just finish it.
Oh, Rob for the win. Damn. 2-0, Rob. All right.
Woo!
As you can
Well
see, the animation was
done.
slightly broken, but
Yeah.
that's. Oh,
Yeah,
show us the leaderboard real quick. So we show you another feature before we gotta end this.
They're very
There
very
you
basic
go.
leaderboards right now, but they're there. You have
Yeah.
a ranking, you move up and down as you win and lose.
Yep.
I love
all
it.
right.
So,
Anyways,
when do they get to play this version of the playtest?
who gets to answer that question?
Soon?
Soon?
Soon is, I believe, the official answer, right?
Very
Soon is
soon?
the official answer.
Very, very soon. Okay.
Scarily soon, like really scarily soon. Like I wish we had more time to fix everything we saw today, but scarily soon. That's all I'm
Soon
saying.
enough to make
Scarily
Elvin really
soon.
nervous.
Okay, good enough. Excellent, guys. Well, thank you very, very much for joining in. We appreciate you taking the time to give a live demo and get people involved in that and for answering your questions. We will do this again soon, and very soon you will have the opportunity to play yourself, which will be absolutely epically amazing. Like I said, guys, there's a lot coming this year, and this is just one of those things. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. Catch up with you all
Thanks,
soon.
guys. That was fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Peace
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Bye. That was fun.